Hey guys, my name is Johnny from Lulu's and we're all about creating unique ear styling. It helps you stay trendy while expressing your personal style. Recently we did a photo shoot with some models and we did some really cool ear styles that we wanted to display for you guys, and today I'll be breaking that down. So style number one on Elena's right ear was really cool. She had a very unique ear that's not as wide open as my ear is. So we had a very closed off ear that we had to really work with and try to do something really unique with. And what we came up with was very cool. She had a very tiny ear and we had a little bit of space on the top, and we have a really nice 14 karat moon. So we decided to put one moon on the very top over there to cover the entire area up. And so we placed that there. And as far as this inner part of the ear, we decided to put a very simple 3/8 hinge ring where the gems are front facing to cover the entire inner lining of the ear up too. And on the outside, she had a very closed off gap. So what we need to do is put a cluster in the middle part of the ear here, so it kind of opens up that area up. And so the diamonds are barely shining through this middle part of the gap. Lastly, we had her entire earlobe to work with. And since her earlobe was pretty wide open and she had a lot of space, I decided to double up on it. So we did two studs right next to each other on one side, and then lower on the bottom, we decided to put a gem hinge ring in the front and then a solid gold ring on the inside, just to give it a little bit of contrast. On her other ear, we decided to go a little bit more crazy with the style because her ear was a lot more open and had more of like a flowered blossom look. Because sometimes when the ear is too closed, there's only so much you could fit and there's only so much that you can show. So this ear was a little bit more open, a little bit more space to work with. So what we decided to do on the very bottom is match the same thing we did on the bottom. On the other side was put a gem hinge ring on the bottom and then a solid gold ring on the back, just to give it a little bit of a contrast. And then we decided to put a very simple tragus piercing right over here, just to have that part shine, since we didn't do the same thing on this side. And then as far as the conch goes, we did a very classic look where we put the gem hinge ring just covering up that entire area. And then on the very top, we decided to put two gold rings just to kind of cover the outside. And then we also decided to utilize the flat just like we did on the other side. But this side, we had enough room to put two piercings. So what we did was we put a marquee on the very top and a tiny stud on the bottom. And it's a very simple look, but whenever you put a marquee and a stud on the bottom, it kind of gives it a very unique feel. Instead of just having a basic flat, you kind of have like the centerpiece and then the secondary piece on the bottom, just to kind of fill up that whole space. Just because she had the ear for it, so we might as well utilize that space, and that's what we pretty much did for her. Both of them were all done with 14 karat gold. So for the next model, Rachel, we had a little bit less to work with. We wanted to go more of a minimalistic look. And for the first ear, we decided to do something very unique that we've never done before. We decided to use big hoops, and the big hoops are probably about 18 millimeters in size. It's very dangly, and we chose 3 different sizes to kind of layer up going up. So it kind of gave it like a tapered effect going up. I love doing this, especially for girls who love dangly hoops, who love that extra like shine and glistening, and it really fills up the ear. If you have long hair, it can really show off. If you're going for more of a huggy, then you really have to expose your hair to really show those jewelry. So we did that for her. And since this model had less piercings to work with, what we decided to do is fill it up with a tragus, very simple on this side. And then we put a flower right in the center over here, and then added a small gem right next to that, just to kind of add a little bit of more spacing. And then the camera didn't capture the conch, but we added a small gem for the conch area, just to kind of fill up that space, depending on the angle. So with the conch piercing, if you have the piercing where it's just a stud here, you have to look at it in a frontal view in order to view it. But if you do like a ring, from any angle, you'll be able to see it. So with this image that you're looking at, you can't really see the stud because it's obviously facing a certain way. But for the most part, whenever you do put like a ring over there or something that's a little bit more visible, it's a lot more visible. So for her, we decided to go with something very minimalistic for this one, and that's kind of what we came up with. And for the other ear, we decided to go with something that's a little bit more minimalistic, but also very classy. So we decided to do on the very bottom, we decided to go with a dangly huggy with like a teardrop pendant, and that we paired it up with like a 4-leaf marquee, which is actually a new product on our website. If you have not checked out our website, it's lulusbodyjewelry.com. Every jewelry and the model's ears today will all be featured on our website, so go and check it out. Everything we use is a majority 14 karat gold, for the exception of the silver hoops that are not on the website just yet, but they'll be up very soon. 3mm prong gem on the third one, just to kind of fill up that space. And for the conch, we decided to go with the gem hinge ring, just to kind of fill up that space, just so the entire bottom half of the ear is nicely full. And then going to the very top, we decided to go with just a simple 3-leaf marquee, just for a tiny little space up there, just so it doesn't take away from the beauty on the bottom. And that's pretty much what it was. It was just a simple flat it was a conch and then the 3 and you're done. Very, very simple, very, very unique. She was more of like a minimalistic style girl anyway, so I decided to go with a more minimalistic for her. And for Elena, we decided to go with more like luxurious, a lot more full style, and that's kind of what we did for both of them. And that was pretty much a very fun project. If you guys have not seen the model videos, go ahead and click the link up here and check it out.